This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, from the top. Hear ye the word which the Lord Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Shalom out there. Kal Halalim Wahawad La Abanawa Yahweh Bahasham Hamasayah Yahweh Shai Wa Bahat Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the venerable apostles of the great millstone, who rule and teach Yasha Allah well through the Spirit, leading the flock by example, and are the true teachers for our nation on earth today. Peace, respect, blessings, and citations to the house of David by After being raised in the latter days, according to Bible prophecies. And your brothers pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalom. Adawan Razar, which means Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. So, the reason why I brought out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1 through 2 is that, today is that pagan holiday, rather, alright, known as Valentine's Day, okay, which, a lot of our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigners scattered around the world who may look like these other nations, alright, but who are Israelites according to their spirit and their seed going back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on their father's side. You're going to partake in this nonsense, in this folly, which has nothing to do with the power Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, who you serve. Okay, nothing to do with the Bible, nothing to do with our culture, our customs, our ways. Okay, this is a totally heathenistic custom, and our people are going to indulge in that. All right, and engage in folly. All right, and spend a whole heap of money, on their wives, those who have them. Which it's nothing wrong if you buy stuff for your wife and things like that. Alright? But to exalt her and lift her up and, be lavish about it, you basically, worshipping her. Alright? To that extent. Okay? Now, this holiday, Valentine's Day, right? It's all about that festival of love, alright? And it has its roots in that pagan, sexual, ritualistic holiday or holiday of Lupercalia, alright? Girls were distributed to men by a lottery, for lascivious sexual pleasure, alright? And today, the same Valentine's Day is driven by that same vexing demonic spirit of rampant fornication, okay? Alright, and the gifts, chocolates and roses and stuff like that, alright, is what what they're spoiled by, alright? So this is a skyhistory.co.uk website on the pagan roots of Valentine's Day. Alright, and it reads every year on February the 14th. Now I'll get out the main bits. I might not go into the whole article. Alright, just to bring some edification to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. And it says the world marks Valentine's Day. Millions send messages and gifts of love to people most important in their lives. You'll be forgiven for thinking the 14 has its roots in the Christian faith, with the day seemingly named after Saint Valentine, a priest who lived during the 3rd century AD. However, many historians believe the day originated from the Roman pagan festival of fertility called Lupercalia, an event filled with animal sacrifices, random coupling, and the whipping of women. Not quite the romantic chocolate and roses day that we celebrate today. Lupercalia was a major festival on the Roman calendar and was commemorated every year on February the 15th. It was held in honor of the god Phanes, or the gods Phanes and Lupercus, the gods of the agriculture and fertility. Right, and they're false deities, false gods, right, gods of the other nations. Okay, alright, we serve Yahweh Shem Shai, the living, one true living power. Okay, it also honored the mythological founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus. In the morning, the priest of Lupercus, known as Luperci, gathered at Lupercal Cave, the place where Romulus and Remus were said to have been cared for as babies by a she-wolf. This folklore nonsense, okay? Anyway, the cave lay at the foot of the Palatine Hill, the spot at which the brothers were believed to have founded Rome. This is pure madness. People don't even know the history of this, but to go along, to get along with the masses, all right. And judgment's going to be poured out on this day, Lord will. Massive judgment. Okay, because they just love to follow the way of the heathens. So I'm gonna get a precept in the book of Exodus. Okay, just bear with me. Right, Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Okay, and going on to get along and following the crowd because it's maybe fun, or it's the trendy thing to do, and stuff like that. That's wickedness because you're partaking, right, in celebrating another false god, another false deity, and our Lord, is a jealous power, right? You know that's why we're always harping on our people to repent. Okay, and I know we sound like we're beating a dead horse, but we've got to be repetitive and warn our people. Okay, you know, and that's the condition of our people and the condition of the world. It's ran in wickedness. All right, that's the vibration being pushed out. Okay, get back to the article. Go further down. In a representation of fertility, and because Lupercus was a god of shepherds, 2 male goats were sacrificed in the cave. This was followed by the sacrifice of a dog to represent purification, and because dogs often guard the flocks. Blood taken from the sacrificial knife was then smeared across the foreheads of 2 naked Luperci. The knife was then wiped clean with a piece of milk-soaked wool. Historians have suggested this ritual is the reason why Valentine's Day is associated with the colours red and white. Red represents the blood from the sacrifice, whilst white represents the milk on the wool that wipes the knife clean, signifying new life. Feasting followed this ritual, and after stomachs were full, the Luperci cut strips from the sacrificed goats called thongs and dipped them in the sacrificial blood. The Luperci then ran naked through the streets of Rome and whipped any woman within striking distance. Pure madness. Many welcomed the lashings, often revealing bare skin for the thongs to strike. The Romans believed that the thongs would make childless women more fertile, whilst blessing pregnant women with the gift of an easy birth. Now, if you want to look more into this, feel free to do more research. Okay. And we have all this money wasted on these gifts, all for a day. It's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, man. I'm just gonna get another precept on this, man. Alright, just bear with me. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 10. We'll get straight to the point. Now, this is when the Lord was speaking to Aaron. Okay, so Leviticus chapter 10, verse 10, straight to the point. And that you may put difference between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean. And this is an unholy, alright, and clean holiday to participate in. Okay, alright, it's very unholy. Alright, Kodash, we're called to be separate, holy, Kodash, pure, alright, from the rest of this world. Alright, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Alright, whoever loved this world, the love of the Father is not in him, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, alright, we got our high holidays, okay, that we're supposed to celebrate. Okay, verse 11, and that you may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which the Lord Yahweh has spoken unto them by the hand of Moses. Alright, and we're supposed to, teach our generations, okay, about our law, statutes, and commandments. Alright, and our high holidays and feast days. Alright, nothing like this, alright, was ever, taught to us by our forefathers. They never knew of this. Okay, not at all. Our forefathers never knew this whatsoever. Jeremiah 6 and 16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand in the ways and see and ask for the old path, where is the good way, and walk therein. And that's the Bible, the scriptures, the law, statutes, and commandments. Alright, and you shall find rest for your souls, right? Because these words comfort our souls and our spirit, because we have hope. Okay, but they said we will not walk therein, and majority of our people, man, they neglect their power, alright, completely. Alright, and following after gods of these other nations. Here's another website on it, WKAR.org, The Dark Origins of Valentine's Day, published 14th of February 2022. Okay, and it'll pretty much say the same thing. Look at this, the Roman celebrations were violent. Okay, the Roman romantics were drunk, they were naked. Young women would line up for the men to hit them, and they believed this would make them fertile. Okay. As the holiday spread, it evolved. Later, Pope Gelasius I modelled things in the 5th century by combining St. Valentine's Day with Lupercalia to expel the pagan rituals, but the festival was more of a theatrical interpretation of what it had once been. Lenski added, it was a little more of a drunken revel, but the Christians put clothes back on it. That didn't stop it from being a day of fertility and love. You know, where the Christian church is at? Rebuking this? Okay. Where's the false prophet, the Roman Catholic Church? Where's the Pope to say this is wrong? And how we celebrate it now? Today the holiday is big business. Indeed it is. But that commercialization has spoiled the day for many. Helen Fisher, the sociologist at Rutgers University, said we have only ourselves to blame. Okay. And so the celebration of Valentine's Day goes on in varied ways. Men will break the bank by jewelry and flowers for their beloved. Okay. You know, people will go overboard, for their spouse and things like that, all over this one day. You know, and again, there's many scriptures that can be brought out, right? Many precepts that can be brought out to rebuke this. Let me get another one. Right? Don't even make it that long. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 33, and verse 7. And it reads, why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? Right? So why, is one day like this, right, which is not holy whatsoever, set aside all for this profane day? Esau, Edom, we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible, and then the heathens follow the Babylonian wine of this devil, and everyone participates in it. Okay, having this one day all for that pleasure, to indulge in this folly. Okay, as if it's some day above every other day. All right, jump down to verse 9. Some of them hath he made high days, talk about the Most High, and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days. Right, and the Lord, okay, has given us, hallowed days, and other days ordinary days. Okay, this is just another ordinary day. All right, we've got our high holidays. We've got the feast of Tabernacle, the feast of dedication. All right, the Day of Atonement, just to name some examples. All right, Hanukkah. All right, so our people have no business celebrating this whatsoever. Rather, they should be in the mentality or the mindset of rebuking it, but that's not it's not gonna happen. But only the elect remnant, will wake up from this and depart from it, because this is evil. Okay, this is evil. So anyway, I didn't intend to make this lesson long. I don't want to write as I was edifying to the elect of Yasha Allah. Again, double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. In closing, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. With that, Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abababal, we got next, Lord willing. Pray for one another, pray for the apostles. Okay? So with that, Shalom to the elect.